everyone. It's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where each Friday I pick three streaming services and select a previously released film off of each of them. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you have a nice full weekend of films to go check out on streaming. And for this particular episode, we are going to be focusing on AMC Plus, Peacock, and Criterion Channel. And let's get started. This is very topical as this episode comes out 2 days after Christmas. Also, the release date of Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. And here we're recommending 1922's Nosferatu, a symphony of horror from director F.W. Murnau. This is based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but was not a legal adaptation. So, they just changed the character names and the design of the vampire. But this film is indeed basically the story of Dracula. You have this Count Orlok, who is indeed a vampire, who through real estate contracts, because of course, winds up coming into a new residence in a new country and lusting for beautiful women and causing horror and terror abound. And this film is right in the peak of German Expressionism, a very important and significant and influential movement in the history of cinema. And the angles, the shadows, everything that comes together to create quite the horrific and unnerving experience that this film is. And this film has plenty of terrifying imagery, horrifying moments, and of course, right at the center of it is indeed Count Orlok, our vampire, played by Max Schreck. And just the design with this eerie rat looking vampire, pointed ears, pointed noses, long talony fingers, and just the way he moves, the way he interacts is just haunting for sure. His body language, it's all so eerie. The production design is impeccable. The cinematography, how evocative each and every shot is, and just this is filled with tension and suspense and terror. And this is a horrifying film. And the fact that they were able to accomplish so much back in 1922 at the in the early days of cinema, being able to bring so much to this film and so much to this experience. There's great special effects. There's just this haunting atmosphere around this film. And this is, you know, I know a lot of people might be adverse to checking out a film that's literally over 100 years old at this point, but it has so much going for it. It digs into like the ideas of the plague and how the vampire is this creeping death and this embodiment of lust and perversion. And it is a haunting experience with some incredible filmmaking. And it just so much iconic visuals from cinema. And this is definitely one of those kinds of films that if you ever want to expand your horizons and check out where a lot of the groundwork for modern cinema was laid down, this is certainly one of those films that would be a great one to check out. Now, heading over to Peacock, we want to make sure that we're getting into the holiday spirit. And it is around Christmas time. It is the holidays here at the end of the year. And we're looking at 1966's television movie short film, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And this beautiful hand drawn animated classic from directors Chuck Jones and Ben Washam really tells a great story of the Grinch, this iconic figure in like moviedom and holiday tales, who is just hateful, hates Christmas. He has this great design. He is frumpy and green and just, angry, but he has an adorable dog. So he can't be that at 100% bad. You have Boris Karloff, whose perfect voice just captures the weight of the as he does the narration and also voices the Grinch along the way. Thurl Ravencroft, who does all the singing, especially that iconic Mr. Grinch song, is so great. This based off of the beloved Dr. Seuss book just really comes to life and is just so much fun. And it really captures that spirit of Christmas. And it's an iconic story at this point where he tries to steal all the presents of Whoville and has a change of heart, which happens to grow considerably, and winds up trying to save Christmas himself. And it's just one of those, it's lean, it's 26 minutes. It's just a wonderful, charming little flick that really sells the holiday season, captures that Christmas spirit, and it's beautifully hand drawn. The animation is really charming. The character designs, the whole world building of Whoville and the surrounding mountains and forests is just really well done, so fully realized. And if you haven't checked this one out, this is certainly a classic to add into your rotation for the holidays for sure. And now we're going to wrap things up by heading over to the Criterion channel, where they are highlighting Hitchcock for the holidays right now. And there's quite a few Hitchcock films you could have chose from, but I'm heading back to 1951 for Strangers on a Train, which this noirish psychological thriller, crime thriller, is one of, it's famous enough where people know what it is, but it's not like that top tier S tier Hitchcock of, Psycho and Vertigo and Rear Window. But this Hitchcock film, based off of a Raymond Chandler screenplay, finds Guy Haynes, this famous tennis player played by Farley Granger, who meets Bruno Antony, played by Robert Walker, on a train. And they both have some problems. Guy has a vindictive wife who he's trying to divorce so he could be with his true love, Anne Morton, played by Ruth Roman. And Bruno just has a really bad relationship with his father. They both have people they want to get rid of. Bruno is bold enough to say, "What if we kill them for each other?" And this opens up a can of worms that Guy was certainly not prepared for. And Robert Walker creates one of the most creepy, unnerving antagonists in a mystery thriller. Bruno, and just like, you shouldn't have done that, guy. It just, he has this energy that is perfect. He is charming, but he's creepy, and just balancing so many great elements there. Farley Granger does a fine job in the leading role here, but it's the filmmaking, it is the tension, it's the twists and turns of the story. There's an incredible cross-cutting montage between a big tennis match and Bruno trying to plant evidence that is impeccably crafted, impeccably created, brings so much tension. And this duo at the front of this film, leading the way, makes for great dynamic. And this has incredible effects. That whole entire merry-go-round sequence at the end of the film is something else. This has thrills, it has suspense, it'll shock you, it'll surprise you. And great Hitchcock goes a long way in creating some really entertaining, thrilling, and memorable experiences. And this is certainly one of the ones that certainly gets some praise, but maybe just not enough of it. But that is a wrap here on the Streaming Wasteland. And let's do a little summation here as our three films from AMC Plus. We have 1922's Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. Then on Peacock, we have 1966's TV movie, the animated short film How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And finally, over on the Criterion channel, we do have as part of their Hitchcock for the Holidays series, Strangers on a Train from 1951. But that's all, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share this episode. Let me know what your fun, short little holiday films that you like to watch around the holidays this time of year. What's some of your favorite Hitchcock? Do you have some of those films from early cinema that you like to go back and check out? And will you be checking out the new Nosferatu, which is terrifying, I can attest? And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM Crew Podcasting Network has plenty of great content about movies and television and music and sports and physical media and comics and just talking about life. There's so much to enjoy. Make sure to not miss a thing. And if you like our logo, check out HiFlyer Creative. They do some great work. So if you're in need, check them out. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network.